Fabio Quartararo has spent his entire life dancing on the razor's edge of speed and, quite literally, hitting the ground along the way. The French rider, who first climbed aboard a motorcycle at just 4 years old, estimates he's crashed at least 150 times during his career. For him, hitting the asphalt isn't an unusual occurrence, it's simply part of the process. "I don't know how many times I've fallen in my life because I've been riding since I was 4 years old," Quartararo told AS. "But you fall, you fall, you fall. I guess it's around 150 times, maybe more. When I was little, the first time I rolled in the water on a wet track, I fell 3 times. And then you go out again, and you go out again. My father then had to take the bike to be repaired because it was broken."
Welcome to GP Time. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates.
Over the years, those countless tumbles have shaped one of Quartararo's greatest weapons, an unshakable fearlessness during qualifying sessions. The 2021 MotoGP World Champion revealed that when he's in time attack mode, he possesses a rare ability to simply switch off his brain. The results speak for themselves. 6 pole positions in his rookie year back in 2019, followed by 14 more since then, including 4 this season alone. "In the end, you get used to it, although of course some pole positions hurt more than others," he admitted. "Fear? When I'm here, and especially in qualifying, which is my strength, my brain just shuts down. I disconnect it. When you leave the pit lane, that outlap where you're preparing the tires, I feel nervous, very nervous. But when I get to the last corner before starting my fastest lap, everything disappears." He describes it as an almost surreal mental shift. "It's like when your head or your stomach hurts and suddenly it's gone. Well, it's like that, but in half a second. Then you go around and after it's over, you realize you're crazy, but a sane kind of crazy." That sane madness has turned Quartararo into one of the deadliest one-lap specialists on the grid. Rivals know that if he's within striking distance during qualifying, he can deliver a lap that borders on perfection, pushing to the absolute limit without hesitation. But for all his qualifying brilliance, the Frenchman knows raw one-lap pace isn't enough to win titles. In recent seasons, Yamaha's race day struggles have left him fighting from behind once the lights go out on Sunday. Despite starting near the front, Quartararo often finds himself slipping backwards in the race, unable to match the straight-line speed and acceleration of Ducati, KTM, and Aprilia machines. The difference is especially brutal on circuits with long straights, where Yamaha's inline-4 engine layout leaves them short on horsepower. A potential switch to a V4 engine concept is brewing in the background, a radical shift for the Japanese manufacturer, but it's unlikely to arrive in time to help Quartararo at this weekend's Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring, a track notoriously punishing for Yamaha's weaknesses. The stakes couldn't be higher. Yamaha knows that if they can't deliver a competitive bike soon, they risk losing their star rider. Quartararo's stock remains high in the paddock. His blend of raw talent, mental resilience, and marketability makes him a prime target for rival teams. As the championship heads into one of the most demanding stretches of the season, the question lingers. Will Yamaha find the speed to keep up on Sundays, or will one of MotoGP's brightest stars be tempted to take his sane madness elsewhere? For now, one thing is certain. When the visor comes down in qualifying, Fabio Quartararo will be ready to switch off his brain, throw caution to the wind, and chase yet another pole position. Rins knows exactly where the gap lies between him and monster Yamaha teammate Fabio Quartararo, and it's not necessarily on race day. Heading into the summer break, the Spanish rider sits 18th in the MotoGP World Championship standings, 9 places behind Quartararo. While their race pace has sometimes been close, qualifying results show a different story. So far this season, Quartararo has taken 4 pole positions and sits 3rd overall in the 2025 qualifying standings. Rins, on the other hand, is down in 16th, struggling to consistently make the cut for Q2. With Yamaha riders still battling those chronic grip limitations and a lack of overtaking power on race day, Rins is convinced that starting further up the grid is his best shot at stronger results. He put it pretty plainly, right now it's very difficult to improve, not so much in terms of results, but in terms of lap time. We don't have the option to overtake or fight after the first lap. If we need to focus on one thing right now, it's to try and improve qualifying, to start from a better position. For Rins, the task is simple in theory, but brutal in execution. Deliver one flawless flying lap. He says, just put in a clean lap, no mistakes, push to the maximum in every corner. That's what we're missing. I try, and sometimes we make it to Q2, sometimes we don't. We just need to be a bit more consistent. At the Czech Grand Prix in Brno, Rins crossed the line 15th, 11 seconds behind Quartararo. The result might make it seem like there's a big gap, but honestly, the difference in lap pace was surprisingly small. Rins pointed out Fabio did a good job in qualifying P6 and he was there in the race P6, but our lap times, well, yes, there was a small difference, but he wasn't 1 second faster than me per lap, just a tenth. So it's all about the qualifying lap. Let's keep working hard. This subtle yet crucial difference reinforces a frustrating reality for Yamaha's riders. Even if race pace is competitive, poor grid positions leave them buried in the pack, with little chance to claw back positions once the race settles. While Quartararo has picked up 102 points so far this season, the next best Yamaha rider in the standings is Jack Miller on 52 points. Rins follows closely with 42, while Miguel Oliveira, who was sidelined for the first 3 rounds with injury, has just 6 points to his name. It's a stark picture that really underlines Yamaha's current struggles. The team's inline-4 engine keeps getting outgunned on acceleration and top speed, making those Saturday afternoon qualifying sessions more critical than ever. As the paddock heads toward the second half of the season, Rins is determined to find that extra tenth or 2 in qualifying trim. Yamaha's engineers are working to address their acceleration deficit, but any major breakthroughs are unlikely before the end of the year. In the meantime, Rins knows his best weapon is precision. One perfect lap on Saturday could be the difference between battling for points and, well, just fighting to make the top 15. And with the team desperate to close the gap to the front, both Rins and Quartararo will be carrying the same mission into the next rounds. Start higher, fight harder, and make every lap count. Pramac Yamaha MotoGP rider Miguel Oliveira has revealed his ambition to compete in the prestigious Suzuka 8 Hours endurance race, but an early season injury kept him from even being in the running for a seat this year. Oliveira missed the first 3 Grands Prix of the season after a collision with rookie Fermin Aldeguer in Argentina left him sidelined, and that ultimately forced him to withdraw from consideration for Suzuka. In the end, Yamaha selected his teammate Jack Miller, who went on to finish second with the factory Yamaha squad at this year's Suzuka 8 Hours. Explaining why he stepped aside, the Portuguese rider said, "I really wanted to go to Suzuka. But because I was injured, I spoke with Yamaha Racing Managing Director Paulo Pavesio and said, if you have doubts between me or another rider, just cross me off the list." And that was it. But one day, I want to do it. The 2024 Suzuka 8 Hours was won, for the second year running, by LCR Honda MotoGP rider Johan Zarco and Takumi Takahashi, who crossed the line 34.2 seconds ahead of Yamaha's all-star lineup of Miller, World's BK race winner Andrea Locatelli, and Suzuka veteran Katsuyuki Nakasuga. Both Honda and Yamaha place huge importance on the iconic Japanese race, which takes place in their home country. For Yamaha, Miller's presence will likely be seen as a positive, especially as he continues working towards securing a new contract.